given out another link to allow for their class to have a separate Zoom meeting. It's all the same information, just different people.
And I'm adding that number into the chat now in case you need to write that down really quick.
Yes. All right, so I believe I have admitted everyone who wants to be in here. All right, so, and I believe I am recording, so I think we're good to go. Yep, okay. All right, well, so hello everybody, how are we doing? We are just going to kind of talk through some expectations that we have as we head into the unknown of this digital learning. So we've kind of, since we've been trained on Friday, we have been through what your online module is going to look like, and kind of taken some notes, and based on from when we've all individually had Zoom meetings and whatnot throughout the last week, as like the trial runs, just some things that we, some notes that we put together to ensure that everyone is getting the most out of our Zoom meetings and online learning, and so that we can still be productive just like we were in school. Okay, so again, I'm going to ask, please make sure that you mute yourself the entire time, so that way we don't get any background noise. Okay. All right. So I don't know. This keeps, like, lines keep showing up. Okay. All right. So we're just going to kind of go through this little PowerPoint slide we put together. This slideshow and this video of our Zoom chat will also be available afterward. So just in case you got to run or something happens, you get disconnected and it won't let you join back in, whatever the case may be, you will be allowed to see it later on because it is being recorded. So, as well as we will have this slideshow as a PDF available for you later on as well. Okay. All right. So, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So, we just kind of wanted to start off with a few expectations, not only for our students, but also for our parents, because, you know, we know this is a big change in how we're doing things, and while we're used to doing a lot of things digitally, it is still going to be a little bit different than how we've done things in the past. So just kind of want to go over some expectations for you guys of what we expect from you guys, and we'll get into later what you can expect from us. So for students, okay, so your goal is to be online on the modules and completing the assignments. Your goal is to have all of the assignments that are due for the week completed by the end of the week. Okay, so you're working how you want to pace it out is up to you, but the assignments need to be done by the end of the week. So that would mean by Friday. Okay, you will have a daily Zoom meeting with your teacher at their designated time. Each teacher is having it at different times, so it just depends. Sorry, still getting requests for students to be added in. Hello, everyone. If you're just joining, we just got started, so no worries. So then your expectation during our Zoom meeting is to be participating in class discussions. We still will be trying to act like we were in the classroom, and it would be no different. So just that way we can keep everything just as normal as possible, okay? You're also expected to be reading 30 minutes every night, just like we've had you do all year long. And your regular 30 to 45 minutes of exercise that you do daily, just like you would at recess time and during PE. So those are kind of your main expectations, students, for you. Now for parents, the first one, and I highlighted it in red for a reason, because it is super important that you are checking Class Dojo every single day, okay? I know life is crazy and hectic, and you guys are managing work and helping the kids, and we appreciate all your support and help during this time. So therefore, please make sure you're checking Class Dojo, because that is where we will be mostly communicating to you guys about what you need to do, things that you need to make sure your students are keeping on top of, as well as, you know, we're treating this still like this is school, and they're just logging on virtually to our classroom. So, you know, if student expectations are not followed, we'll be messaging you, keeping them on top of their responsibilities and stuff like that. So please make sure that you are checking Class Dojo daily. I cannot emphasize that enough. As well as any sort of normalcy to help the kids get into a routine for the next couple weeks as we dive into this online experience is going to be helpful for them. So helping them to establish a daily routine and try to keep that as consistent as possible will be helpful for them in ensuring that their coursework gets done on time. And obviously, if they need help them when it's needed. We will be around throughout the day. We'll get into that a little bit later. That will be available to help as well. But if on the spot, students need help, feel free to help them. But obviously only if they need it. And then if you need us for anything, email and Dojo is definitely the best way to get a hold of us. So please don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. Okay. All right, hold on. Admitting more people. Okay. So please make sure that you are messaging us if you have any questions. We're here to help you. So let's keep going. Okay, so this is more for students. So students, if you are there, pay attention with your eyeballs, making sure they're on the screen. Okay, all right, so listening ears on. So our Zoom meetings, we kind of did a trial run. Most of us did a trial run throughout the last week or so. So these were some takeaways that we wanted to make sure that you were thinking about when you are in class. Okay, when you log on to Zoom, it's like you are coming to school first thing in the morning and you're coming in for the day ready to learn. Okay, so that means being on time, being prepared. Okay, most likely you'll need pencil and paper every time you come to our Zoom meetings. So making sure that you're prepared with that, with those belongings. And when you log in, use your real name, please. We know that you guys can edit the names on here, okay? But please make sure you're using your real name because it's easy for us to see who is who, okay? Because sometimes some people's video quality is better than others, so it's just helpful for us if we can see it, or if something goes wrong with your video, that way we still know that you're there, and if you can maybe just hear us, but we can't see you, that way we can still know that you're there and that you're still participating, okay? Okay, so then when we are in Zoom, when we are in Zoom, you want to make sure that you're keeping yourself muted. More than likely, your teachers will have that function to be able to keep muted, but at the same time, I don't know who's drawing, but nobody should be drawing right now. I don't even know how to turn that off, so I'll have to look into that. But when you're in Zoom, it's super important to remain muted, just like you guys are now, because that way you're focusing on what your teacher is saying, because we have lots of different sounds. We got lots of things going on at home while we're trying to do this, so it could be kind of loud. And so therefore, if your sound is on, it's easier to hear when one person is talking or just has their sound on. So that way it's super important for you guys to keep yourselves muted. Okay, there is a function that you can raise your hand. It literally, when you click on, I believe it's participants, and then it'll have a button down at the bottom that'll say raise hand. And so therefore that is how you can raise your hand to let your teacher know. It flashes up on my screen as well as everyone else should be able to see it too. And that way we know that you want to add or right. So Evan, thank you for demonstrating for me, my friend. So, so that's how you can participate in class discussions, by raising your hand. Okay. We really want to try and limit it to one person talking at a time, like I said, just for the sake of being able to keep it like the background noise low and focusing on what one person is saying, because it can get kind of crazy and really confusing when a bunch of people are talking at once. Okay, so we want to encourage you to use your academic vocabulary in class discussion. Just because we're at home, I know we tend to feel more relaxed and maybe not as proper, so to say, at home, but I will be coming to class with expectations like I would every day if I were in the classroom, thinking that, Mr. Petrie or Mrs. Hutchinson could be walking in at any second. I'm conducting myself no differently than how I would every day in the classroom. So your job is to do the same thing as well. coming in, acting like that role model student that we all know you are. Okay, so that means using your academic vocabulary, thinking and in thoughtful responses and stuff like that. Okay, so that's why we really want to try and stay on topic when we're in lessons, not getting off topic. Okay, we know that, you know, you got stuff going on, your dog might run by or your cat might come and run across the screen. You know, we all know that happens, and you will probably, if you're in my class, you'll probably hear my cat because she's very vocal and she loves to come and get attention from me. So it might happen, but we just got to try our best to keep on subject as best as possible. So we're really trying to hold you guys to all of our Stallion rules that we follow every day at school. So that way, you know, we're conducting this as if it were no different than us being in the classroom. Okay. All right, moving on. Okay, so now we're going to kind of take a dive into what your course is actually going to look like. Right now, you guys do not have access to the Canvas course. Okay, it will become available tomorrow. So we have access to it right now so that way we could get prepared to show you guys what you guys need to know. So we're going to show you how exactly you will find that. So when you first log into My Pasco Connect, okay, your home screen will look something similar to this. Your student it might look a little bit different for your student, but for the most part, you should see it. The first thing it's going to prompt you to do, and actually, I don't know if any of the other teachers can vouch for this happening, but when I've been logging into My Pasco Connect, it's automatically opening up Office 365. So I have a feeling they've set that because of the fact that there are certain assignments within the Canvas course that you're going to have to do through Office 365, and it's kind of funky if you're not already signed in. It might say you don't have access to it, or it might give you kind of a hassle. So it's easier if you just go ahead and log into Office 365 first, which I think, like I said, I think it's automatically doing that for you. So they already thought ahead of that. So hopefully it will do that for you when you log into My Pasco Connect. If not, just go ahead and hit that icon, which you see right here, and it will allow you to log in real quick. Then you'll want to go back to My Pasco Connect to this homepage, and you want to click into My Learning. Okay, My Learning is where Canvas is. That's where your online module is going to be. Okay, so this is what you will want to look for. You will want to look for this Canvas course. So students, especially for you, the old Canvas course that we've been using all year, okay, that's not where you want to go. Okay, it's not where you want to go. And so most of us have changed our home screens to redirect you there. If by chance you forget or you click on it, you'll see that it's going to try and redirect you to this new course. Okay, this is the course you want to look for tomorrow when you log into My Pasco Connect. Okay, so when you log in, this is going to be your home screen that you see. You'll see a schedule, you'll see the Learn button, which will take you straight to your modules. If you have any help, it'll lead you to where you can get some help for stuff. And then there's also a page for parents. Okay, then when you go in, this is the first set of modules that you will see. Okay, they're all basically getting to know Canvas. Okay, we want to ensure that you guys know how to operate Canvas. And while we've been using it all year, they're using it in ways that we haven't. So making sure that you guys are using the tutorials they have in place here, going through those to ensure that you guys are really familiar with how the modules are going to work, how to operate through them and whatnot, because it's going to look very different than how we have used Canvas this year. Okay, so please make sure that you're doing that. Let me admit this person. Okay, all right, so yeah, so you'll want to take some time tomorrow to get to know Canvas, get to know how it's going to work, how you go through the modules and whatnot. So we're going to kind of break it down for you here, and we're going to show you what it's going to look like for each section so that way you kind of get an idea. Okay, so they also have some how-to guides on here that basically will just help with how students, if you're going to take a quiz. I know we've done that a little bit this year, so you might be a little bit familiar with that, how to submit an assignment there, and how to participate in a class discussion on Canvas. So those are some how-to sheets there that you can use to help you with those specific things. All right, so for week 1, everything is organized by weeks and then by subject, okay? So under week 1, you guys will only see 1 week at a time, okay? You guys won't be able to see multiple weeks in advance, okay? So you guys will be able to see everything that you need to complete for that week. And us teachers also will be putting out a like kind of peek at the week sort of, and actually at the bottom of when you log into your Canvas course and you go to this homepage here, right below this will be a basically peek at the week. So you'll see exactly what you need to do for each subject. But what us teachers have done also is we have made it a short little like PowerPoint link that will be sent out to you guys that will also have exactly what you need to do each day. So that way it's a little bit more digestible, so to say, in what exact courses that and assignments that you need to be looking at, okay? So, so those are those kinds of things that we want you guys to make sure that you are paying attention to so that you understand how it's gonna look. All right, so for math, okay, so here's the deal. So for math, we are starting back at the beginning of Module 5. I know all of us managed to get through mid-module, which is through lesson 7, before we went on spring break, okay? So just so that everyone was on the same pacing guide, they went ahead and started everyone back at the beginning of Module 5, okay? So you're gonna start at lesson 1 when you log in and you start tomorrow, okay? So they're gonna have you do the concept development, which is just you learning the skill, and then you're gonna do the problem set, okay? Now, this is super important, okay? You will be expected to do the problem sets, and you must be able to submit and show that you have done the problem sets because they are a grade, okay? So how that can look is you can type the answers in the text box that you get when solving. You can take a picture of your math workbook. You should have all brought home your Module 5 workbook, okay? So you can take a picture of the problem set in there and then upload it that way. Or you could even submit a video of yourself talking it through, kind of like Flipgrid. You could go on there and explain how you solved the problems and how you got to your answer, okay? It's up to you. We're giving you a little voice and choice here, how you want to submit that assignment to us, okay? So, but you must submit those as they are a grade, okay? So please make sure that they have everything linked for you. So even if by chance you forgot your book or you weren't there and you didn't get your book, everything is linked for you there as an electronic version, so you can do it on your own piece of paper if you don't have a printer to print out the actual problems, anything like that. So either way, it's you will be able to get it. Okay. So, all right, now for science, this is big, guys. Okay. So for science, basically what happened is we kind of do things, we've done things and how we've paced ourselves a little bit differently than how the rest of the district went. So we went and we've already done energy and electricity, but a lot of schools haven't done energy and electricity yet. So because of the fact that district was making this course for all schools to take, and that we were just one of the schools that was an exception that happened to flip their pacing, it wasn't possible for them to make us a separate section or separate course for us to be able to do our space unit that we haven't done yet. So what you guys will be doing is on Canvas, you will be going back through energy and electricity and submitting work and doing assignments for energy and electricity. Now, we don't want to just forget about our space unit. So when we do our Zoom calls, we will be going through our NASA notebook that we had prepared for you guys digitally. So you guys will still be able to get to do your space unit with us, and we'll go through that, and so that you guys are still getting that content so you're not missing out, okay? So that's kind of the big thing, one of the biggest things that you guys need to pay attention to. So hopefully you guys will rock right through that, because you guys are already experts on energy and electricity. So we expect you guys just to zip right through it. Okay. Now, you guys will be required to do a reading log. Okay. So you must do a reading log, and that's because we want to make sure that you guys are reading and doing your 30 minutes of reading. Okay, so you can kind of think of this like your ERLA time. Okay, so you must be reading. So what we have thought ahead, and please do not draw on the screen, guys. Okay, because it's just going to make it kind of confusing. So we've gone ahead, and you should have your George book, or if not, your teacher should have communicated to you a way for you to get access to the PDF version of the book. So that way, if you guys want to use George's Secret Key to do your 30 minutes of reading, awesome. You can also read a book on Epic. We have put together a collection of space-related books. I know I did for my class. And we shared it out to the other teachers to use. So if you want to use that as your means of getting your 30 minutes of reading in, absolutely. But this is a graded assignment. This is worth 50 points, okay? Think of it as 10 points each day, okay? Total of 50 points per week, okay? So you have to write in the book. You can write a short little summary or something interesting that you learned, and then make sure your parents sign that you have gotten it, done, okay? But you will see where you, when you're on the Canvas page, what it looks like and where you can submit that reading log, okay? All right, now PE. PE will also be a weekly requirement, okay? You will be expected to fill out a PE log, okay? I would say 30 to 45 minutes of PE a day would be what your goal is to aim for, okay? Now, specialist teachers just announced that they had sent out a video earlier today. Oops. So they will be officially starting their classes next week on April 6th, I believe it was. So they will be the ones in charge of this. So like PE teachers will be the ones looking at the logs and ensuring that it was done. Same with art and music. You will have modules on there for art and music that you need to complete, and they will be overseeing those specific modules, okay? But while there might be stuff for you to do this week, and you still need to do them, their classes don't officially start until next week, if that makes sense. So they put out a video today. I know I posted it on my dojo, but I know I saw them posted on Class Story and on their Facebook page about just kind of them touching in with you guys and what you can expect from them over the next couple weeks, okay? So make sure that you guys check that out. All right, so some other important information that you guys may need to know, okay? So first off, you can work in the module at any point in the day. We know that you guys have separate lives and that it might be harder for you to work, do it in the morning maybe, if it's easier for you to do it in the afternoon because maybe your parents are home then, or whatever the case may be. You guys have the flexibility to really be working between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. because that's when we will be available, okay? Us teachers will have specific office hours. We'll get into that in just a second. What those are, Monday through Friday, that you guys can contact us and be able to get help or ask a question, things like that, okay? So like I said before, we will be having our daily Zoom meetings. Each teacher will have them at different times, so it just depends, okay? But otherwise, you need to make sure that you're checking in with your teacher, and we really encourage you guys to be present in those Zoom meetings, okay? We get that you might have to miss one or two. Our hope is to record them so that just in case you forget or you aren't able to meet at the scheduled time that we set, that you can go back at a later point in time and still get and watch those Zoom meetings and get the benefits from them. Then if you have any questions, there will be like a discussion board available on Canvas as well that you can respond to with your question, and one of us will get back to you within an hour. This is what we really want to have you guys understand, is that before with our old Canvas courses, it was by teacher, you know, so like everyone who was in my class was attached, like I had attached to my specific Canvas course. This is not the case. All 120 something of you are dumped into this one course, and us 6 teachers are moderating it, okay? So at different points throughout the day, we will be in charge of grading assignments or responding to questions or emails and whatnot, Okay, so it's not going to just necessarily be your specific teacher who is grading your work or looking over what you're doing. Okay, we're still going to try our best to keep on top of our specific students, but it is also been told our responsibility is to help out with the whole grade level. Okay, so if you get an assignment back, you might see that Miss Stevenson has graded an assignment for you. Okay, but you're like, I'm not in Miss Stevenson's class. Okay, but you might see that. So that's what we just want to prepare you guys for, so you understand. So typically our window of time for getting things graded is about 48 hours. And if you send us an email or a message on Dojo, you can expect a response within 24 hours. Okay, so just making sure that you understand those time frames and that we will do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. Okay. All right, so here is our set office hours for the moment. So as of right now, let me clear all these drawings. Okay, so as of right now, my specific office hours for when I'll be online grading assignments, answering questions and whatnot is between 4 and 6 p.m. Mr. Diaz is between 6 and 8 p.m. And Miss Stevenson is, sorry, my screen is covering it, is between 12 p.m. and that should be 2 p.m., not 2 a.m. I don't think Miss Stevenson wants to be up at 2 a.m. in the morning. So you guys, it should say 2 p.m. So from noon to 2, she would be available as her office hours, as well as these are our times that we will be doing our daily Zoom. Okay, so my class, we will have our daily Zoom from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And Mr. Diaz will have his from 2 to 3, and Ms. Stevenson will have hers from 11 to 12. So those are when we'll have our daily Zoom meetings to check in with you guys, talk about Georgia's Secret Key, and talk about space and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be when we do that. Okay, but otherwise, those time frames of what our office hours are, those are like really like the best times to try and get a hold of us, because that's when we're really like logged into the computer, paying attention to what messages we're getting and whatnot. Okay, and then last but not least, we're still here for you. We really appreciate you guys, coming on this journey with us and trying our best to finish out this year and on as strong of a foot as we can. And we want to help you in any which way we can. We still love you. We're still here for you. And we miss you guys a lot. Okay. We would rather be in the classroom with you guys, doing our daily shindig. So, but we can't be there right now. So, it is what it is. So we're just going to try and make the best of it and get through this as best we can. So parents, we appreciate you and your support during this time as we try to transition and, get on top of what we're being responsible and told to do by the district. And we appreciate you and your responsibilities and how dedicated you are to helping your student get through this time and finish out the school year strong. So we just wanted to let you know that we're still here for you. And if you need us, please reach out. So that leaves me with my last slide. Here are our emails. Okay, if you need us, you can email us at any time. You can contact us on Class Dojo. Those are the best ways to get a hold of us. So please make sure that you are reaching out. And if you need us, that's kind of it. So you will be expected to start courses tomorrow. Okay, this is not an option. Okay, this is what the reason you're doing this course is, so that we can submit it to the state saying that you guys have been instructed and that you have earned your instructional minutes to finish out the school year. Okay, because that's what you're doing when you're coming to school every day. That's what you're doing. You're earning instructional minutes that says that you have been in class for the expected amount of time that the state has mandated. So this is how we're trying our best to do what the state is requiring of us and what the district is requiring of us. Okay, we know it's going to be a little bit different. We know it's going to be a little bit weird, and it might take a week or two to really get the hang of it, but we're all in this together. Okay, it's going to be different for us teachers, just like it is for you guys. So we're here to help in any which way we can. We've gotten very familiar with the module and what you guys are expected to do. So if you have any questions, again, please, please, please reach out. We can't stress that enough. Okay, so I'm going to, let me see. They're all saying, yay, we miss you. We miss you guys. Okay, so so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your specific teacher. They will be able to help you in whatever you need. I do also just want to give a quick mention that if you have any questions about ESE services, for those of you who have ESE services, Miss Kindle and Miss Evans will be in touch with you at some point this week. They will be calling each of you who are attached to their caseload, and they will be answering any questions you have and explaining what the expectations for those students who have ESE services. So please look out for their phone call at some point this week. Okay. Otherwise, feel free to email them with any questions you have. And that's about it. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and we shall see you bright and early tomorrow in our classroom. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.